Morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Sunshine. Happy Monday. Excuse me. Good morning on the island. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Good morning, Miss T. Miller. Happy Monday. I'm going to give everybody one more minute. It is Monday after all. And then I'm going to start the lesson because I think this is going to be a really good lesson. Good morning. Yeah, it was hard waking up at 4 this morning. Well, I woke up about 4:15, but I did it. Let me not say it was hard. It was challenging. Monday is always challenging because I was super lazy yesterday. Well, I wouldn't say super lazy. I chilled at home yesterday. I refused to leave my house yesterday, but I did get some stuff done. Good morning, Mr. Kira. I did get my room cleaned. I cleaned out the refrigerator. I cooked dinner, which was really good. Yeah, I did do some things. All right, it's 7:01, so I'll go ahead and start the lesson. Of course, if you have to leave or if you're catching this on the replay, thank you for being here. Good morning, Miss Carletta. Thank you for being here with me, especially on a Monday morning. I know how that goes, but I appreciate y'all. So today is day 19, trusting God's timing. Affirmation is, I trust God's perfect plan for my life. The Bible verse is Ecclesiastes 3:11. He made everything beautiful in its time. The devotion is patience and trust are key to living a soft feminine life. Trust in God's timing for your dreams and desires. Action step, reflect on a time when God's timing proved perfect. And our journal prompt is, what are you currently waiting on and how can you trust God in the process? Good morning, everyone. It says, thank you for your prayers of my attacks made. This showed me a way of escaping today as well. Oh, happy birthday, Miss Carolyn. And you're welcome. I pray that God leads you where he needs for you to go. So, trusting God's timing. This is so good, okay? I was, y'all know I kind of study a little bit before I come on here. So the verse is Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. This verse suggests that God's work is beyond human comprehension, but that people can still trust that God is in control. It also reminds people that life is short and that they can't know everything about God's work. Good morning, Miss April. So, this is just that this is just really good. God's work is beyond human comprehension, meaning we do not understand the intricate details, everything that goes into the work that God is doing in our lives. And we don't need to know. We just need to trust based on the promises that He has given us in the Bible or spoken to us that He's going to do what He said He's going to do. Now, the problem with us is the path may not look like the path we want to go on, right? We have a certain vision for our lives, which is fine. You should. But once you have that vision, you need to entrust that vision with God and say, Lord, do your thing. I say that all the time. I'll be like, God, I don't know, Lord, do your thing. So there is a verse that I absolutely love, and I'll make sure that I note this when I put the devotional together to send out to y'all. But there's a verse that I absolutely love that says that God goes before us. And I always think of that verse when I think about, me not getting necessarily what I want or what I think I need in a specific time frame. The verse says, it's Deuteronomy 31:8, and it says, the Lord Himself goes before you. He will be with you. He will never leave or forsake you. Do not be afraid or discouraged. And I think that that is so important. Do not be afraid or discouraged. If things are not going the way that you think that they should go in your life, if bad things are happening, you still have to trust God and know that He goes before us. He knows how things are going to turn out. He knows, what pitfalls for us to avoid and the clear path for us to go on. He knows all of those things. He will never leave you or forsake you. He says, do not be afraid or discouraged. If you know that God will never leave you or forsake you, you can absolutely trust in His plan for your life. So I wanted to expand on, what does it mean to trust in God's timing? It means having faith that God's plan for your life is perfect and will unfold at the right time, even if it's different from your own desired timing. That means surrendering control. Good morning. Surrendering control, letting go of worries and anxieties about the future. Trusting in God's wisdom, believing that God knows what's best for you, even when His plans don't align with yours. Recognizing God's pattern, respecting the pattern that God has designed for you, the path, how He wants you to go. Relying on God, learning to trust in God's timing more than you own. More than your own. I'll be the first to admit I am impatient and I like to be in control. And I did not realize that I like to be in control. Good morning, Ms. Don. I did not realize I like to be in control until I met someone who also likes to be in control. AKA husband. He likes to be in control. And me being the oldest child, the first, we used to running things. We used to being in control. And so I have had to learn how to surrender. I've been learning how to surrender to God for a while now. But now I've been learning how to surrender to my husband because he's the head. I trust him. I trust that God is leading him. And that has been hard. That has taught me a lot. But anyway, I know what it feels like to be impatient. I know what it feels like to want things to go a certain way. But I would say always take a step back, and let God know that you are entrusting your wants, your desires, your dreams with Him, and you expect because we can wait in expectancy that God will make those things happen, but in his own way, which is the perfect way, right? So, what does it mean when we say God goes before us? That means that God is always with us, guiding us and protecting us. It can also mean that God knows what is to come and what we need to be prepared for. God knows our future. God knows the challenges and obstacles we will face, and he promises to be with us every step of the way. God is our guide. God invites us to follow him, and he will show us the way we should go. God protects us. God will guard us from behind, and he will fight on our behalf. We don't have to fight. God is always with us. Good morning. God is always with us, even when we can't see him, even when we can't feel him. He's still with us. He never goes anywhere. He's omnipresent, as you say. God is unchanging. Thank you, Lord, for being unchanging. That Y'all know how people switch up on you all the time. Y'all know how people, change their patterns, or something happens in their life, or something happens in your life, and they switch up on you. God will never switch up on you. God is unchanging in character, and he is no respecter of persons. He does not care whether you at the top of the food chain or the bottom. He is no respecter of persons. He is unchanging. Good morning. Some say that God is with us in many circumstances, such as when we are waiting in a doctor's office, at work, or facing a tough exam. He's always with us. Again, even when we don't feel him. So I remember when I was going through my illness, and at the time, I wanted to get married to my ex boyfriend before I met my husband. And we had talked about marriage. There was a certain expectation that was in the cards, right? But at that time of being sick, I really wanted to make sure that I had a committed partner with me, for myself and for my children. And, you know, we just he was there for me through the whole time I was sick, but I don't think he was ready to make that total commitment. Well, obviously, he wasn't ready to make that total commitment, and we ended up breaking up. And I just knew that because of how he treated me, even before I got sick and while I was sick, I just knew he was the man for me. He was great. He was there at chemo treatments, surgeries, helping me with my kids, all of those things. And I can say that the man truly loved and cared for me, but he did not want to get married. And maybe it was to me, and maybe it's period. I don't know at this point. But I was really upset when we broke up, because, again, I thought that this was the man that I was meant to be with, especially because what I had, a lot of people did not show up the way that I thought that they would show up for me, but he did. So I say all that to say God knew better. He knew that there were certain things that I wanted in a marriage. He knew that he knew what I needed, and he knew that I did not need this person. I was willing to make a lot of sacrifices and go against some of my wants and desires in order to be with him. But with my husband, I don't have to do any of those things. I have the option of whether I want to go out there into the workforce, if I just want to stay home. I have the option of, you know, being able to live a life where I still have my own identity and he has his. It is so very different, but so much better than what I think I would have had with that other person. God goes before you. He knows what you need, and you have to learn how to trust him. I I wonder, I don't wonder. I I know that things would have been different had I married the guy that I was with before than what I did with my husband. Who's to say I would be on YouTube having this morning devotional with y'all right now? But God knew what I needed. He knew what I desired, and He gave me that. But I had to wait. I had to be patient. I had to go through some type of heartbreak. I had to surrender control of everything, and that includes our relationships, to God. And He showed up and showed out. He showed up and showed out with my husband. And that's not to say our marriage is perfect or everything is perfect. We are two imperfect people. So, you know, duh. But I know that God gave me His best. And I thank Him for however that I thank Him for the path that I went on. Cause who's to say anyway, I ain't even gonna go there. But yes, I would say 100% surrender control and trust God. Surrender those circumstances and trust God. Surrender those dreams and desires. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have them, because I'm a firm believer that they were placed in your heart for a reason. But surrender how those things are going to come to pass to God. He knew I wanted to get married, and He knew the right person that I should marry. And He put our paths together. And I thank Him for that. And the same can happen for you. He can put you on the path to the right job. He can put you on the path to the right spouse. He can put you on the path to the right location to live in. He can put you on the path to the right store, the right gas station, the right channel to look at on YouTube. We have to trust Him with all of our decisions. We have to trust Him with the timing of everything. And it is for our benefit. It's never for our detriment. Because He only wants good things for us. And He's only going to take care of us. So, let me get off my soapbox. Because when I saw this for the devotional today, I was really excited because I could tell y'all 100%. He goes before us and He knows so much more than what we know. He knows we can't even comprehend what He knows. So trust Him. Trust Him. Trust Him. So let me read our devotional again. Day 19, trusting God's timing. Our affirmation is, I trust God's perfect plan for my life. The Bible verse is Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Devotion. Patience and trust are key to living a soft feminine life. It is. Trusting God's timing for your dreams and desires. When you are not worried, when you are not anxious, when you are not trying to control everything and make everything happen and make things perfect, you can live a softer life. You can live a more feminine life. You can just be because you trust God's doing. Nicole, I started my channel because, okay. Okay, Takara, you have to send me, tell us the name of your channel so we can subscribe, girl. Yes, congratulations. Our action step is to reflect on a time when God's timing proved perfect. And I told y'all what it was for me. The journal prompt, what are you currently waiting on and how can you trust God in the process? Yeah. The keyword be, okay. I'll make sure when I get off the live to go look it up and subscribe. But yeah. I don't know. I've said all I need to say. Trust God's timing. Surrender control. Surrender control. And know that He hears you, that He cares for you. He will never leave you or forsake you. There were many times when I was sick and I was going through all of that. And I was just like, Lord, why? why, Lord, I been through enough. I'm like, ain't I been through enough, Lord? Why? And now I know why, but at the time I was just like, he is not here with me. He is not here with me, but he was there with me. This was meant for you today. Me too. Me too. You definitely understand. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. He'll never leave me and forsake you. He does not wish any harm on you. You're his child. He loves you. And if you know those things, then that should make it easier for you to trust God with everything, because he is in control. Well, if there's nothing that y'all want to say, I'll give y'all like a minute or so. Really good stuff. It's so beautiful how God talks to you through people. Thanks, Nicole. Ah, you're welcome. That's my prayer. Before I get on here, I say a quick prayer. Lord, let them, um, whoever comes across this message, let it speak to them however it needs to speak to them, and let them know that it ain't me. It's all you, God. So I'm glad. I'm glad that that's what happens. But yeah, if I can implore you anything else that we talked about over these last few weeks, trust God. Surrender control and just trust God. Eventually, you're going to have to. But if you can do it, practice it now before you have to, it'll be even easier. It'll be even better. Well, all right. I will go ahead and end the live. I hope that y'all have an amazing day, an amazing Monday, an amazing week. I'm praying for y'all. I hope that y'all praying for me. Make sure that y'all share this video with someone who may need it. I appreciate it very much. Oh, make sure y'all like the video. And yeah. Oh, and I thank y'all for your commenting on the last video about what y'all are grateful for. I loved hearing that. I love that for all of y'all. So I will go ahead and end the live, and I will see y'all on tomorrow, 7 a.m. Wednesday, we might change the time just for Wednesday because I may be taking a class at 5:30 a.m., a Pilates class. So I don't know if I'll be back in time to be here for 7, because I think it's like 20 minutes away and there's traffic and all of that. So we may do Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. So I'll let y'all know for sure. But all right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for showing up for me. But all right, let me stop yapping. I will see y'all. Bye bye.